Hi there. Today we are going to talk about my doll organization and what it looks like, and if I have any other tips for you. I've been collecting dolls for a long time, since 2011, so 15 years, and I have learned a lot, and I will tell you what is good, what I don't like, and how I managed to have almost 20 dolls in my collection. So let's get started. All right, here is my main source of organization here. These are my bins. I got them for I think 20 bucks maybe. They were incredibly cheap. They're literally from Walmart. And I have been using this bin system since I was a kid. Not these particular bins, but essentially just the standing plastic bins with a bunch of drawers. That so far has been the best thing that I have come up with, as opposed to things like shelves or like container bins, like Tupperware. Um, this is the best and easiest thing, especially if you're someone like me who dresses their dolls as often as I do. I am dressing my dolls multiple times a week sometimes, so I need something that is quick, easy, and I can access my entire collection from. Now, obviously, I have a much smaller collection than other people. Some people have truly like 50 dolls in their collection. I only have 20, okay? So, I understand that. I'm very well aware of that, but I do think this is scalable for about any size collection. Something from small collections to one bin like mine up to however many bins are necessary. So each one of these bins can actually be removed and you can like separate them to whatever you want them to be. I actually really like this situation because usually I'm sitting on the floor. So my three bins are the most easy to access for me, which includes the main set of clothes. Obviously, I just decorated them with some paint and labeled them so that they're nice and cute and they kind of blend in a lot more just because I wasn't able to find the white ones that were in stock. I just picked them up one day. I did not order them online. I just went to the store and was like, those ones are good. Let me do that because I was desperate to get some organization in here because it was crazy. First, we have bags. I understand that it's labeled bags and you can see that there are shoes on top, but there are bags in here. So, like, we have bags in the back because I really don't use many bags that often. But like we have most bags in here, and then the stuff that's in front are tall boots that are still in season. Oh, a hair. So these are boots that I still am using, even though it is summertime now. I just don't have. I've run out of room in my shoe drawer to be able to fit boots. So like in my regular shoe drawer, I have all of the shoes that are in season right now, which are most of them. I have some others that like I'm not going to use right now because it is the dead of summer, so I'm using a lot less boots. Next, we have outerwear, which includes jackets, cardigans, hats. The next one is the biggest one that I use the most often, which also gets the messiest. That is the one downside that I will say is the biggest problem for me. Since my clothing collection is growing vastly and quickly, I'm running out of space. I like to fold my doll clothes and put them away organized. Skirts, all skirts here, skirts. These ones are longer, or skirts that I don't use as much. In the front, right on this half, we have short sleeve shirts and tank tops. Over here, we have shorts and pants, which I should probably switch now that it is summer. And then in this section, we have long sleeve shirts. And in the bottom drawer is my least organized, I'm going to be so honest, because I don't actually grab that many dresses and they're just so time consuming to fold. So I just have my bucket of dresses. Like they are folded, like in the bottom, like the ones that I'm not reaching for, but like yeah, we're gonna pretend that they're folded, okay? So those are my bins, and let's move on to the next section. All right, so right here we have just a little bit of overflow. So usually, or I guess they used to fit inside of my drawers, but I've gotten a lot of clothes recently, so I have some extra bins here with stuff that I don't use quite as often, and it's much smaller than the pieces that are in the bins. So in this one, we have like bathing suits, scarves, gloves, like weird stuff like that. That's what's in this one. I almost never pull from it because I'm not dressing my dolls for occasions like that as much. This one, I'm gonna need to start a new bin. I'm gonna have to get a new one. I think these are from Dollar Tree. Most of the stuff is gonna be from Dollar Tree. This has not leggings, tights, socks, underwear, and I think and leg warmers, I guess. These are my two jewelry containers. I make a lot of doll jewelry. This one's not full yet, thank God. Here's a lot of my beaded items. And those also used to stay in there, but I'm just like lazy, so I'm not gonna like fold everything so that they all fit nicely in there. That is just a little bit of extra, like where I put some other random things that I am still using, but I don't need them in a pull-out drawer that's like as easy to access. So let's move on to the next thing. Hi, I've bumped you down a little bit so that you can get a better look at what is over here. I'm going to pull each one of these things out so I can explain what it is, but this is my doll long-term storage or like out of season storage. This is where I keep things that I'm not using every day, so I am not pulling from this often. Here we have my Mercari bin, aka like my secondhand is being sold bin. This is Truly Me 23 if anyone wants her. She's still available. Come on, look how cute she is. Um she's just Jay chillin' on top. I'm also selling this old one because I got a really cool new one. It's the I forget what it's called, but it's like the lightweight wheelchair. It looks sick as fuck, so I bought that for a really good deal. So here's that Mercari bin. I just keep it all in the bags ready to go after it has been listed on Mercari so that I can just grab bags and package them up so that they are ready to go. That's my Mercari bin, um, so that I try and keep all of my inventory that I'm selling down to one bin. Next up, we have my, just like, I would say this is my most miscellaneous bin. Here we have a bin of, this is the out of season boots. So these are shoes that like I'm just not using right now, and I know that. So like because like these are clearly winter boots, I'm not using those right now. Next up, we have my overflow winter clothing bin. Obviously, you can see it is bursting at the seams. I did not realize how much winter clothing I had. Most of it's like jackets, but it's also a few long sleeves or just like winter hats. These are just things that I absolutely know I'm not going to pull from because it is the dead of summer and I dress my dolls so often that I'm just not going to need them. Next, we have my doll's suitcase. So if I'm traveling and I feel like it, I will pack my dolls a suitcase if I'm packing them extra outfits. So they will go folded in here. This is just a pencil case from Walgreens, but it's really cute. I wish it had a handle. I might make one at some point. Yeah, this is this bluey bag that my grandma made me for my birthday last year. I'm obsessed with it. Obviously, it is not doll size, but it's just a really simple drawstring. Super easy, but it's also really thick. It has a nice hard bottom. Super easy for travel and like extra doll accessories that just won't fit in this doll suitcase. Next up, we have my hair rollers from Dollar Tree. I keep them in this bag. I They're just hair rollers. This is a doll item that needs to be sewn back together. I think I put a hole in it by accident. Here's a tiny porcelain doll for my dolls. This was my childhood doll. I got these dolls for my grandmother. She had them in her old house and then they moved and I finally took them. They're just really cute. This one, like, I bring out for Christmas, which is why she's in this bin. We have a doll bistro or cafe hair tie. And we have another storage case. This is a lot of times that I use for jewelry if I'm traveling with my dolls, so I'll put doll jewelry in here. They just don't get lost and like broken as easy if I put them somewhere. And that's what's in this bin. And this is not a full size bin, like, this is a mini bin that you get from the dollar store. So, last bin has a good chunk of stuff in it. And it's good that I'm showing you this because I have a couple things to put away. Just tucked in the corner there, I have this doll bag. I don't use it too often, but it is very cute, and now I have a matching one that you saw earlier for my dog. It is a Tupperware, it closes. The first thing we have is my ginormous bag of Christmas stuff. This is all Christmas or winter clothes. Obviously, I have one necklace in here, but I don't really think there's anything else. The next thing we have is a suitcase. I know I have the other one, but this one it's obviously smaller and it's cuter. So there's a few different like reasons why I might use it. If I'm feeling like really cutesy, I would pack this, but truthfully, it's pretty small. So on this side, we have costumes. So these are all for Halloween, or they're just like random stuff that like I'm just not gonna use any random day. I'll use these for 4th of July if I do a 4th of July photo shoot. I don't know, I'm kind of like upset with the world right now, so I don't know if I will, but like I keep hats in here, you know. I have this like cutesy spring hat, which I might bring out because I don't know, it might be really cute to do like a picnic shoot or something. On this side, we have all of my doll PJs. I have so many now. And then you just throw the lid on and call it a day. And that's why this is on the bottom, because I don't really reach in here that often, at least compared to the other items, and they all just stack right up on top. Ta-da! Alrighty, for the last drawer and like regular doll sized items, we have my accessory bin. This is also a pull out bin. It used to be taped down and I need to tape it back because I thought I was doing something else but it wasn't. But anyways, here I keep all like doll extra accessories, hair stuff. I keep hairbrushes in here. Like these are like earrings and charms. This is my main doll hair bag. This is everything that I need to do like regular hairstyles. But like, you know, just gonna reach in here. We have my headbands, nose rings, binoculars, ribbon, a scrunchy hair tie. What else we got? We got some more headbands and jewelry and a spray bottle, you know, bandana, ribbon, you know, that kind of stuff. Doll bag shoves in there. Doll charms also shoves in there. Hair ties or elastics or whatever gets shoved in there. Easy peasy. So I thought I would show you really quick what my doll setup looks like in my room with scale, because I know me sitting on the floor doesn't really help with that, and I wanted to show you one of the main aspects of my doll organization in general. Obviously, this is my apartment. I live with 2 other people. I have my own room, but that's all that I have in this apartment is my own personal room. Now, luckily, I live with a doll collector. This is Raina's room back here. They have a little frog on their door that says Raina. And this is our doll shelf. We have all about 30 of our dolls up on this shelf. That is where they primarily stay. That is the like final piece of like organization that like fits in the puzzle, basically, is where the hell do you keep 30 dolls? And the answer is up on a wall. Alrighty, walking into my room now, I wanted to show you the main piece of where all of this is kept. So this is my room. This is my bathroom. You walk in and here are my doll bins. Here's that overflow storage. And this giant white piece of furniture is a large bookshelf that's just turned on its side because I have this big old tapestry that I like, so I wanted to keep it low. I used to have like a whole bunch of randomly sized shelves just right next to each other, kind of like this, but like for the whole wall, and it just was really ugly. So I got a large bookshelf. I got some shelf dividers, if you can see. Um, but I just put them up against it so that like I can hold stuff. This is like a shelf riser. This is my personal bookshelf. Don't come for me for whatever you see. Like, I get that I have like manga and stuff, but here's where all my doll jewelry goes. Under there needs to be organized. It's mostly sewing and like travel stuff, so and like that's my camera bag. I get that that looks a little messy, but like in here, this is this is the doll room. I wanted a doll room, so that's why I got this giant shelf. It costs $40 at Target. Highly recommend. It's awesome, super sturdy. I've had absolutely zero problems. So, I did cover the pegs because they are adjustable with some contact paper just to make it a little less noticeable, but not a big deal. Here's Cutie Kanoni. She's really cute. But yeah, that is my organization as a smaller collector. I know there's a lot of tours on here of like people's entire doll rooms, but hold on. Sorry, I'm still sick. Um, some people have giant doll rooms, and as much as I wish that was a dream, like that is a dream of mine, and like I wish that was me, that's not the case. I live in a really small apartment for college students, so this is what I have to work with. At some point, my dream, when I have a little bit more money, it will probably be in this apartment still, but when I like actually have a job and like I have regular stable income and I'm not doing like I can manage classes at the same time, I am going to put a dollhouse in here. I really love the Our Generation one. I think that one's really cute. I really like the roof of it. I think I'm gonna get that at some point when I can afford to furnish it and I can afford the damn thing itself. I'm gonna do that and I will replace this white bookshelf with it. And I'm just gonna end up probably using there's 5 rooms for that. There's 4 on the bottom and then one large one on the top. I will probably just end up using the second floor and above, and I will use the bottom one as storage. And I will cover that if I ever end up doing that. That's my dream. But I have, again, no dolores. No dolores. So this is what we have for now. I hope that was helpful for anyone, especially if you're a smaller collector or you're looking into getting into collecting, or maybe you're like me and your clothing collection is just rapidly accelerating in volume and you need a solution. Because, baby, this cost like 20 bucks. I swear. It was so cheap. I really like the 2 smaller drawers. I think that's very helpful, but it's up to you. But yeah, that was it. Look at this dress. It's the jumper and boots outfit. Sorry, I like only have one hand. Are you kidding? So freaking cute. I think it's the like panda shirt is underneath it, not mine. That's Reina's, but yeah, I hope you found it helpful today and love ya. If you have any video ideas for me, I would be so happy to hear them. I hope you have a good day, Bunny, and see you later. Bye.